I got this question a lot from many viewers that are asking, what are the worst sins? And on the other hand, what are the most important mitzvahs, or the most protective mitzvahs? So, there's a lot, and the list is long, so I'm going to kind of say it in general. It also really depends on the situation, depends who's doing it, how they're doing it, the scenario, and much more. But some of the worst sins, one of them is idol worship. Idol worship of any kind of idol worship, anyone who believes anything but Hashem. So all those people who believe in Jesus, they have a serious problem, especially the ones who are Jewish. And unfortunately, there's a lot of Jews who believe in him, believe that he's God. A lot of non-Jews just believe that he's God. So that's one of the worst sins that can be done to Hashem, to God, and these people are going to have a serious problem. Especially the Jews, and as I said, unfortunately there's a lot of Jews that believe in him. So any type of idol worship is considered one of the worst. Any type of killing is also one of the worst. There's physical killing, like actual killing somebody. There's spiritual killing, which can be done in many different ways. One of the ways is embarrassing somebody in public. It's called halbanat pnei chaver. Embarrassing somebody in front of like a crowd sometimes can be worse than a physical killing. It's called like bloodshed, shfichat damim. But it really depends on the scenario. If it's done deliberately or if it's done by mistake. Each case is basically looked at different. Other very serious sins is any type of immorality, any type of forbidden relations between a man and a woman, or any type of other physical forbidden relations. There's a whole list in the Torah that states that. One of the worst also is basically spilling semen, a man spilling semen not for the purpose of procreation, which a lot think that the sin is only on the man. The sin is also on the woman who helped him do it, even if it's not in a direct way. Sometimes women do certain things that, as a result, a man does what he does, and what's called lishpoch zera levatala, spilling the semen for vain, not for the sake of procreation, which is also considered one of the worst. Any sin that is done between man to man is considered much worse between man to God. Man to God, any sin that is done between man to God, then the person who did it has what's called a cheshbon. His dealing is with Hashem, and Hashem is very merciful. Any sin that is done between man to man, stealing, lying, deceiving, cheating, any type of sin like that, that is one of the worst. Hashem, God doesn't like when two people between themselves don't behave the right way. So basically being a mensch, being a true and honest person is one of the most important things. Any type of deceiving, stealing, lying, betraying, one of the worst things that can be is doing business in the wrong way. Lying in business, stealing in business, deceiving in business, because it's very easy to do. It's actually considered one of the worst. There's many more things that are considered very bad. Like I said, it really depends on the scenario. If the person did it deliberately, if he did it by mistake, by not knowing it. Some person can by mistake deceive somebody in business, not in a deliberate way, and that's not considered as bad. So each scenario is looked at in many different angles. It really depends on the scenario and the situation. One of the worst things that I saw and realized and understood is basically, there's not a real definition to it, but it's any type of way of a Jew putting another Jew in a life-threatening situation. There's a mitzvah in the Torah called Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. You should not, if you see a Jew in life-threatening situation, you have to save him. You're not allowed to put a Jew in a life-threatening situation. And to give you an example what I mean, basically handing over Jews to the enemy. Many years ago, like about 100 years ago, there were pogroms in Russia with the communism, and there were certain Jews that they would snitch or give out other Jews, and as a result to that, the government, the communists will come, and kill those Jews or imprison them. Anything like that is one of the worst things. So you see it now in our day happening a lot. Basically, sometimes what the Israeli government is doing in Israel is considered extremely bad. When another Jew basically gives other Jews over to the enemy, for example, giving back land in Israel to our enemy, whoever's responsible for that is going to have a very serious problem. That's basically putting other Jews in life-threatening situations, which is basically considered, I saw it as the worst. I don't like going into politics too much, but when you see sometimes like left-wing activists that they go and they protect terrorist mothers and they protect our enemy instead of Jews, and they do certain acts that they basically give Jews away to our enemy, I saw it as one of the worst things that can be, the opposite of unity of the Jews. Also, one of the bad things is what's called sinat chinam, hating another Jew for no reason. This is all kind of the same topic. Sinat chinam, and what I'm talking about is basically hurting another Jew, hating another Jew for no reason. This is basically why the second temple was destroyed, because of sinat chinam. It happened many times in history when Jews were ratting out or selling out other Jews to the government or whoever was in charge then. And that is how I saw as what's considered one of the worst ever. So there's a few more things. Basically, one should kind of learn the mitzvahs and all the negative mitzvahs, all the stuff that we're not allowed to do, and try to make sure that they're not doing that. Kind of basically being a mensch, behaving straight and honest and true with any other human being, whether it's a Jew or non-Jew, that's basically the fundamental, that's the base of everything. If one behaves like that, he will kind of be safe of everything. Now, to go to all the best mitzvahs and or the most protective ones, I'm just gonna record it in the following video. I'm gonna put a link under this video on my blog, so you can find the next video talking about the mitzvahs that are good. And if you have any other questions in this topic, please feel free to ask, and I will gladly answer.